In this lesson, we'll learn how to customize our post-editing screen. One of the cool things about WordPress is we completely have the ability to customize a lot of interfaces within our dashboard. So for example, this edit post screen, we can change this and modify it to be something that works better for us. And you don't see that a lot in different platforms, so that's just one of the many reasons that WordPress is awesome. So we're going to go ahead and learn how to do this. For example, we have our post here that we just published. You might notice that there are more options for things we could do to our post, but they're hidden way down here at the bottom of the screen. So maybe if there's something down here that we use really often, we could drag it to be closer to the top. And maybe if there's something we never use at all, we have the ability to just completely remove that from the screen. So I'm going to switch over to a different post so we can see this on something that's a little bit shorter, so we don't have to scroll down here all the way to the bottom to view some of these changes we're making. So I'm going to switch over to our Hello World post, which is the first one we created just to see this post editing screen at the beginning of our course. And one of the first things we can do to start to customize this area is we can actually take these boxes and drag them and drop them to rearrange them on the screen. So if I wanted my formatting to be this first box here, I could hover over the title, and once you see those four-sided arrows, we can just start to drag and drop to rearrange these. So you'll see these little dotted lines behind there showing you where you're about to move it, and I can just drop my formatting box right there on top of where my publish box originally was. And not only that, maybe there's something you never use, but maybe you think you'll use it sometime and you don't want to completely get rid of it. We could actually come in there and collapse this. So maybe this writing helper, I don't want to look at it, but I don't want to remove it. I can collapse it. Or for example, maybe I want my formatting option to be the first thing here, but I want to collapse it just so it takes up less room on the screen. We can just click these little double-sided arrows here on the right just so we could see the title. And I think that's just really, really cool that we have the ability to do that. And if there's something you don't use at all, there's really not any point in having it here. It's just going to clutter up your screen, so you might as well just remove it from the screen. And the way we do that, I'm going to get rid of this writing helper because it's something I never use. You can use a post as a template and also request feedback if you have multiple users on your blog, which we don't, so I don't really find this very helpful. So I'm going to scroll up here, and you just want to come up here to screen options, and once you click on that, it's going to bring down this menu. You can see it says show on screen, and as we're clicking and unclicking these, for example, I can remove that format box right here. If I uncheck this, this is going to disappear completely from the screen. But of course, this isn't permanent, so if you get rid of something and you decide at a later date that you think it's helpful after all, you can just come in here and add that back. So I'm going to remove that, where is it, the writing helper, and then also I'm going to get rid of the likes and shares and the revisions because I just find I don't ever really use those at all. I usually come here to the revisions if I want to see that, so I'm just going to completely remove them from the screen. And as I scroll down here, you can see it's really simplified this layout. One other thing I might want to do is put my featured image over here. I think it makes more sense to have it right under where I'm editing my post rather than something that this area right here, which is publish categories tags. Those feel like they all go together more than the image, which to me seems like it should be part of the post. You can change the number of columns you're using. So for example, if you don't like this 2-column format, you can just switch it to 1, and all of those little areas will just be pushed down below, which I'm going to leave that at 2. I like having that sidebar there so we could see some of these options and we don't really have to scroll down. I'm lazy and I really don't like to scroll that much. So I'm going to put this away. I think I've edited it and customized this to be more helpful for me. So I really recommend as you get more familiar with this post editing screen, since you're going to be spending the majority of your time on the screen to really make it like your little home, rearrange it and make it something that you want to come here and use. So now that we know how to customize our post editing screen, in our next lesson we're going to move on and learn how to add additional pages to our blog.